Birth leads to death, and death leads to another birth. You're changing bodies, just like you change clothes. Now you have a human body. You could have had an animal body, you could have had a tree body, insect body, bird body. But now you have a human body. What is different about having a human body? Compared to other kinds of bodies, the human body is disadvantaged in terms of the basic animal propensities. The human digestive system is very finicky and picky. You just can't eat anything and everything without affecting your health. So many animal bodies are much better at sleeping than human bodies are. Human bodies have a difficult time going to sleep these days. So many people suffer from insomnia, sleeping disorders. Animals don't go through such stress and trauma. And then, of course, human beings are always fearful in terms of protecting themselves, defending themselves from burglars and robbers and muggers and genocide and wars and on and on it goes. And then finally, human beings are very neurotic about whether they are sensually fulfilling themselves. There's always an anxiety about that. Animals don't go through such mental complications. But human beings are unique in that they really get hung up about the quality of their sensuality. Is it like what I'm seeing in the movies? Am I a good performer? So much stress just for something that the animals can go through unencumbered by rituals, unencumbered by having to spend money. My point is that when seen materially, the human body doesn't have that many advantages compared to other forms of life. Except one advantage. With the human body, you can discuss what is the ultimate goal of life. That is the special prerogative of the human being. Not that you simply squander this valuable human body on what the animals can easily get. Think about that. What in my life is different from what the animals can get without so much anxiety and complexity? Am I really different from the animals? Many human beings say, oh, no, there's no difference. So that's the point of the zombie drama you saw. What is really different about us compared to zombies? Zombies are focused, they have career goals. They got their lifestyle sorted out. And their vision is very fixed. They want flesh. And in the process of their getting flesh, they infect living human beings who then become zombies. Now just consider, perhaps we have become infected unknowingly. When a zombie bites you, according to zombie mythology, you then become a zombie. You're infected. So perhaps we have become infected in terms of our being zombie-like human beings. Perhaps we've been infected by social conditioning. And even though we don't walk around clumsily making sounds like zombies, we still we walk around in a daze. We walk around in ignorance of what is our real purpose in life. So let's go back to that Sanskrit statement from the transcendental knowledge known as the Vedas. Veda means knowledge, to know. When we refer to the Vedic knowledge, we're referring to the greatest compendium, the greatest collection of spiritual knowledge, most comprehensive collection of spiritual knowledge known to human beings. So there, your purpose is divine. You have the human body. You must become enlightened. Now, what in society tells us that? At every step, we are told, directly and indirectly, you have the human body, you must make money, and you must enjoy. And if you don't do that, you're letting yourself down, you're wasting your life, you're letting the human race down. You've got to keep your place in the human race by pursuing gratification of your senses. And to gratify your senses properly, you need also to pursue money. So those two things become the ultimate goal of life. I want to be happy by gratifying my senses, and in order to have a suitable life of sense gratification, I need more money. So those are the primary concerns of my life. And then you'll say, but it's not that I'm completely selfish. I want also that my friends, my loved ones are gratified too. And this way people expect world peace. You have a collection of human beings who have allegiance to nothing more than their own sense gratification. And at best, they charitably say, I'm also concerned with the sense gratification of a few others I call my family, or my neighbors, or my nation. What the Bhakti Yoga texts teach. Bhakti Yoga means the topmost rung of the yoga ladder. The yoga of pure love and devotion, the love supreme. What the Bhakti Yoga texts teach is how to benefit all living entities, not just human beings. These days, if someone was concerned with benefiting all human beings, you would consider them quite compassionate. But what Krishna is teaching in Bhagavad Gita is how to see all living entities as equal, no matter what kind of body they have. A human being can get that kind of knowledge. The human body gives you that ability to see and understand how to benefit all living entities, regardless of the body. Only a human being can sort that out. One of the preliminary characteristics of spiritual advancement that Krishna gives in Bhagavad Gita is that the genuine yogi sees all living entities as equal. Not that you simply see the human beings as equal. Equality is considered a progressive necessity for human society. But why just equality in terms of human beings? Why not equality in terms of all species of life? So Bhagavad Gita will teach you that although the externals may be different, the internals are the same. Regardless of different bodies, the living entity is a tiny particle of spiritual consciousness, part of the supreme consciousness. In that sense, we're all living entities are part of the same family. We belong to the ultimate source, the supreme consciousness. So that's why Krishna says a preliminary characteristic of genuine spiritual development is that you see all living entities as equal. Not that their bodies are equal. You can't make equality on the bodily platform. Bodies have different strengths and weaknesses. But you can make equality on the spiritual platform, in that regardless of the type of body you have, the particle of spiritual consciousness, known in Sanskrit as the Atma, that is qualitatively the same in every body. So many politicians and persons considered benefactors of human society have tried to establish equality in terms of the body. It can't happen, except only in a dream. Human bodies have their weaknesses. The strength of the human body is the developed consciousness for understanding a discussion like we're having now. But in other ways, compared to the animals, as we already discussed, the human body has its weaknesses. And even within the human species, you see different bodies, human bodies, with different strengths. Some are more beautiful, some are stronger, some are more intelligent, some are more healthy, some are more sickly, some are tall, some are short. But, as Krishna explains in the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the body is just a covering. Within the body is the real self, the spirit soul, known in Sanskrit as the Atma. And that real self doesn't change, although the body is always changing. If we truly want to benefit ourselves, if we truly want to benefit others, then we should focus on what is the real person. Then we can truly care. Then we can truly love. And certainly, if not all of you, most of you want to truly care. You want to truly love. But as long as our efforts to care and love are simply focused on the body and mind, that means we haven't connected with the real person. And we'll never find equality on the material platform because bodies are different. Bodies have different strengths, different weaknesses. You can't make them equal. But on the spiritual platform, then we can see real equality in terms of our real identity as spiritual beings, part of the supreme spiritual being. But where do we get knowledge of that? When I say where do we get knowledge of that, I mean where do we get comprehensive, in-depth spiritual knowledge? This is why we are recommending the Bhakti text. Comprehensive and voluminous in explaining what is your real identity and what is the ultimate identity, as well as what is the relationship between the real you and the ultimate identity. Now let's look at things from another angle. Consider what has disoriented you, what has blinded you to your real purpose in life.